Let me talk to you about $250,000 smart credit limits. We're going to have a conversation about no personal guarantee business credit cards for fair credit. So here's a review I want you to pay attention to. Number 6, we have Capital One Spark Classic. Our score, 8.5 over 10. What I want to say here is that by default, this is a personal guarantee business credit card. So to get it with no PG, you got to show a minimum of $150,000 annual revenue on average for the last 2 years. And you need to maintain a relationship with Capital One for the last 3 years. So those are the two conditions upon which Capital One will actually issue this Spark Classic on a no PG sort of basis. So when you think about the Capital One Spark Classic, I want you to think about a no personal guarantee business credit card that is ideal with it's ideal for entrepreneurs with fair credit. And here the maximum credit limit here is $250,000. We love this a lot, and we love the fact that, I mean, when you really think about it, you have the ability to upgrade to a higher business credit card within Capital One. Very extensive, I would say, array of business credit cards. You are able to earn unlimited 1% cash back for your business on every purchase, everywhere, no limits or category restrictions. And the cool thing here is that even if you are a startup with at least 1 year operational history, Capital One will actually consider you. The bottom line here is that Capital One really values relationship building. So if you have a great relationship with Capital One, this is really fantastic. And the cool thing, how do you build a relationship with Capital One? Well, Capital One is a regular bank, and you can open a business checking account or a business savings account, and you want to maintain those accounts in good standing for at least 2 years. I mean, 2 years is a sweet spot. If you can go all the way to 5 to 3 to 4 years, this is really great. But this business credit card, you can be approved for up to $250,000. Everything is based, of course, on your business's financials. It depends on your relationship. It depends on your spending patterns. Also, it depends on how you use the card. Also, but again, this is a great card that you might want to think about, and especially if you have fair credit. So this is kind of cool. But just remember, you need to have a relationship with Capital One first. So Capital One Spark Classic, our score, 8.5 over 10. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here to have this quick convo with you about no personal guarantee business credit cards for fair credit. Number 5, Capital on Tap business credit card. Our score, 8.8 over 10. So this is another great card that will work with you if you are looking for a no personal guarantee business credit card for fair credit, because they will accept you if you have 630 all the way to 675. This card will actually work with you. This is a great card. I mean, it's a card that allows you to first of all, they don't check your credit. If they do check your credit, it's only for I think formality purposes, because this is it's some sort of quasi charge card, because you have to actually pay your full balance every month. So this is a no personal guarantee business credit card by default. To get it, you need to show minimum $15,000 in monthly revenue on average for 18 months. Okay, there is an intro offer of $200. The rewards rate 1.5%. So you are earning 1.5% cash back on all purchases. You can apply without a hard credit check, and you have 24/7 customer service. What we love about this card is that this card is constantly innovating. They're adding new features. They're adding new capabilities. So this is really great. And again, the whole thing here is that this card allows you also to build business credit. They will report systematically your transactions to all 3 business credit bureaus. We're speaking about Dun & Bradstreet, Experian Business, and Equifax Business. So this is kind of cool. And so this card, you cannot have it if you are not a business. It doesn't matter if you are a one-person business. You need to incorporate, because they will ask you for your certificate of good standing. They will ask you to produce something from authorities that shows that you are legit. Okay, so it is what it is. But so you can earn $200 cash back when you spend $15,000 in the first 3 months of account opening. The APR on this card will go from 17% all the way to 36%. So this is kind of cool. You have unlimited cards for your employees. And so we love that. And just remember that this Capital on Tap business credit cards, those are issued by WebBank. So WebBank does a lot of things, but yeah, this is one of them. So it is what it is. If you're interested, this could be a great opportunity for you. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about no personal guarantee business credit cards for fair credit. And we're having a conversation about a $250,000 smart credit limit. So this is just fantastic. Number 4, we have Bank of America Business Advantage Customized Cash Rewards. Our score, 9/10. So when you think about this card, I want you to think about a card that is by default a personal guarantee business card. So this is by default a personal guarantee business credit card. To get it without PG, you need to show minimum $100,000 annual revenue on average for 3 years. And you need to maintain a relationship with Bank of America over 3 years also. So those are the two conditions whereby you can get this card on a no PG basis. Now, the card has a constellation of rewards. For example, you can get a $300 online statement credit after you make at least $3,000 in purchases in the first 90 days of your account opening. This is kind of cool. So you are earning 3% cash back in the category of your choice. Gas stations, which is the default category. You have office supply stores, travel, TV, telecom, and wireless, computer services, or business consulting services. You have 2% cashback on dining purchases and 1% cashback on all other purchases. So you will earn, so this is kind of cool because it really depends on, you will earn 3% and 2% cashback on the first $50,000 in combined choice category dining purchases each calendar year, and then it becomes 1% thereafter. So this is really good. And you can also earn up to 75% more cash back on every purchase if you have a business checking accounts with Bank of America and you qualify for their highest preferred rewards for business tier. So overall, we love this card a lot because of the potential you have. Okay, you are able to redeem your cash rewards the way you want it. You can ask for Bank of America to deposit it into your Bank of America checking account or savings account for that matter. You can receive it as a card statement credit or as a check mailed to you. It really depends on you. So flexibility, fantastic. Okay, fantastic. And APR are really great also. The maximum credit limit here, $500,000. If you have the right relationship with Bank of America, $500,000, fantastic. Number 3, we have DV Business Card. Our score, 9.2/10. So when you think about DV, I want you to think about a credit limit that goes all the way to $1 million. So DV is this is a no PG business credit card by default. To get it, you need to show minimum $10,000 monthly revenue on average for 15 months. Okay, and DV pays a lot of attention to your liquidity inflows, your cash inflows. And so DV, in terms of rewards rate, really fantastic. Nothing really extraordinary here. You're looking at 1x to 7x points. Okay, it is worth it. So you basically are earning up to 7x rewards on restaurants and 5x on hotels with weekly billing. And so you have but everything is based on your revenue, your cash balance, your business history, and your personal and business credit score. Now, DV is not going to check your credit. They don't need that. They look at your financial fundamentals. They look at your, as I said, your balance sheet. They look at your assets, liabilities. They look at your DTI. So they will look at a lot of things. They look at your DSCR, your debt service coverage ratio. Those are things to pay attention to. But when you think about DV, I want you to think beyond a business credit card, like a no PG business credit card, because you have a spend management platform that allows you to easily set and adjust individual and team budgets. So overall, this is really great because it's going to help you actually be a little more, I would say, methodical in terms of your budget. So when you think about DV, don't just think about business credit cards. So overall, great offer. One thing we love about this card also is that the limits is really there's really no limits. You want to think about it. The limits can go all the way to $15 million. As a matter of fact, we have a business client who has $7 million on his DV business card. But again, everything depends on your financials. It depends on your, the kind of revenue, the kind of numbers your companies is pulling every month, right? Cash inflows, cash outflows. But overall, this is a great offer, so we love it a lot. So DV business card, 9.2 over 10. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about the no PG business credit cards for fair credit. And we are having a conversation about a $250,000 smart credit limits. Number 2, we have Brex card. Our score, 9.5 over 10. So when you think about Brex card, I want you to think about a card that is analogous to DV, because it has like a rewards rate 1x to 7x, okay? But the only difference, the competitive edge that Brex has over DV is that Brex has an intro offer of 10,000 points. And so when you think about Brex, I want you to think about a no PG business credit card by default. To get Brex, you need to show minimum $20,000 monthly revenue on average for the last 18 months, okay? And so let's quickly talk about the pros and cons of Brex here. So pros, the card has no annual fee. It has a new cardholder bonus offer. You can qualify with limited or bad credit because, hey, listen, Brex is not going to check your credit anyway. You have no foreign transaction fees and no personal guarantee. This is really good. And so I've said this on this show and on other shows. Brex tends to have a complicated, very complex reward structure that they really need to work on. If they want to earn more business, they need to simplify everything. They need to simplify the reward structure because right now a lot of business owners are confused about it. And so they choose not to even engage. And Brex also has a high capital requirements for approval. So before they approve you, they need to see a lot of paperwork. And you have a daily repayment that may be required depending on the sector you're in. So this is what it is. Now, the 10,000 points that Brex is actually offering you, you have to spend $3,000 on a Brex card within your first 3 months to actually get that, okay? And so this is really, and so, but Brex is not going to ask you for a personal credit check or security deposit during the application, nothing at all. You have credit limits that go 10 times or 20 times higher than traditional small business corporate cards. So this is really good, but you need to maintain a certain balance in your checking accounts. So Brex knows that, okay, at least you're covered financially speaking. So Brex sometimes asks for a minimum bank balance of $25,000 to $50,000 for to really qualify for Brex. So yeah, but it is worth it though. Number 1, 8 over 10. So if you're thinking about a $250,000 smart credit limits, you want to think about REMP, even though REMP will give you a way more though. So when you think about REMP, I want you to think about a no PG business credit card by default. To get it, you need to show minimum $15,000 in monthly revenue on average for 1 year to qualify. And so you have the rewards rate 1.5%. We really love the fact that with REMP, you have no annual fee or foreign transaction fees. You have simple, straightforward rewards, no personal guarantee or credit check, and you have direct integrations with popular tools and card level spending controls and alerts. And this is one area where REMP really does a great job compared to they do a better job than the others here because of this direct integrations with popular tools. We're speaking about tools such as QuickBooks. We have Zero, Wave when it comes to accounting, or it really depends. But REMP does have that, and so we also love the fact that they're really more flexible in terms of how you earn cash back on all purchases because there is no minimum spend required. In some cases, Brex might ask you for a minimum spend or DV might ask you for a minimum spend, but Brex is not doing that. So this is really good. They have no annual fee or foreign transaction fees, no personal credit check or PG required. This is good. And REMP also can issue unlimited virtual cards and physical cards for each employees. That's just fantastic. And you also have the direct integrations. You also have the card level spending controls and alerts. This is really good because this helps you prevent out of policy spending. Because and again, by preventing out of policy spending, you are able to control better your revenue, your revenue stats. So this is really great. Let me give you an overview here. So I just gave you the 6 cards, that the 6 no PG business credit cards for fair credit. Let me just say in general, if you are looking if you want to get a no personal guarantee business credit card for fair credit or good credit or bad credit for that matter, make sure that if you are going to a bank, you want all the others, all those others, you have a Capital One and Bank of America. All the others are just, they're just fintechs. So when we talk about Bank of America, when we talk about Capital One, make sure that you have a relationship. I want to insist on that because, it doesn't matter if you have excellent credit. It doesn't matter. If you're trying to get a business credit card with no personal guarantee, you want to, you got to really establish a relationship. And when we talk about establishing a relationship, we're speaking about being with the bank for at least 3 to 4 years. And you also want to diversify what kinds of accounts you have. And one thing I also need to say here is that it's just a lot better to apply at a branch because having a PG business credit card actually requires more work because by default, if you apply online, by default, the system is going to slap a PG on you. And there's nothing you can do afterwards. This is why you want to do things at the origins, so to speak. So you basically want to have a conversation with the bank at the inception of the whole process. That way you are clear and you and the bank are clear about what the expectations are. And so this is good. But the other credit cards that I mentioned to this conversation, they do not actually require any kind of online, any kind of offline application because a fintech by definition operates on the internet. So when you speak about Brex, DV, Capital on Tap, those are players that actually, or even Ramp, those players operate mainly on the internet. So it is just a little distinction to really keep in mind so that you know exactly what to do. All right, before I do a recap here, I want to acquaint you with our credit card evaluation approach. We have a system in place when it comes to evaluating, categorizing, and listing no PG business credit cards for fair credit. Check this out right now. All right, quick recap here. So number one, we have Ramp card, our score 9.8 over 10. Number two, we have Brex card, our score 9.5 over 10. Number three, we have DV business credit card, our score 9.2 over 10. Number four, Bank of America Business Advantage customized cash rewards MasterCard, our score 9 over 10. Number five, we have a Capital on Tap business credit card, our score 8.8 over 10. And number 6, we have Capital One Spark Classic, our score 8.5 over 10. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.